Welcome to Regen Rovers Recap, where today I will be reviewing the 8th season of Regen Rovers. So we managed to survive our first season in the Football League, and yes, we finished towards the bottom of the table, 20th place, but we did finish 12 points above relegated Stevenage, and it never really looked like we were going to fall into that relegation zone. Good start to the season, dropped to where we were expected to be. In fact, we're expected to finish bottom, so I think we exceeded expectations. I'll just quickly show you the results over the entire season and just scroll down. Lots of losses. It did take a while for us to actually draw our first game, but come the end of the season, we turned into a bit of a draw specialist when I changed the tactics. And yeah, we did tinker quite a lot this season from mid-season onwards. But I think I have something we can build upon for next year. This tactic seems to be working quite nicely. It's very solid, and I do feel like we can have a decent season next year using this, especially if we can bring in some better players. Mark Ball was the standout signing, the standout player for us. He was our top goal scorer and the second top goal scorer in the league with 23 goals, 26 goals in all competitions. Phenomenal stuff from him. What a signing he was. And I think, to be honest, he's a bit of a steal considering he's only earning 900 quid a week. I think he could easily command a lot more than that. And looking at him, I kind of feel like, yes, if we do get promoted to League One at some point, he'll be good enough for League One. And possibly as a backup for the Championship. I think he's a very good player. And I think he's, because of his history of playing in non-league primarily, I suppose he was let down by Bristol City. Maybe they didn't give him enough chance. And he's not quite got the best self-esteem almost, which is why he's willing to play in League 2 with us. Let's just go through the statistics quickly before we look at the team of the season results. So Okoro made the most appearances. What a legend David Okoro is. He really is. He's made the most appearances at the club ever. I will show you the spreadsheet in a bit, all the statistics on there. Top goal scorer, like I said, Mark Ball. Mark Hole a long way behind with 10 goals. Then it was Toby Brazil. The likes of Luke Mooney disappointed us really on his return to the club. Paul McCann couldn't quite step up to League 2, but he played very few games. He scored 4 goals in the Hampshire Senior Cup, 1 goal in the league. Maybe if I gave him more games, he'd have scored. Maybe he would have scored more than Luke Mooney if I'd played him instead of him. And Elliot Avison, who really did let us down this year, I think. He just wasn't good enough for this level. Gareth Hancock, most assists from right back. Samuel Orsini, 7 assists from left back. He possibly might be the greatest assister in the club's history. I've never tallied up the assists. Man of the match wise, Mark Ball, no surprise at the top, and also his average rating was much better than his contemporaries. This is the first time that maybe it's going to be a bit of a struggle to have anyone compete for player of the season other than Mark Ball. But I'll come up with 4. Orsini up there, maybe Hancock for his assists, and I reckon probably Okoro. Is actually his lowest average rating yet, but he was important. Without his saves, we would have struggled, I think. And he pulled off some good penalty saves, and he scored 3 goals again this year. So yeah, he's got 29 league goals, and he's got 32 in all competitions. We'll just have a look at the awards then, shall we? So Mark Ball picked up the Fans Player of the Season award, 40% of the vote. I will try and remember to put a link to the Player of the Season poll in the description below, so you can vote for the Twitter Regen Rovers Player of the Season. But I suspect Mark Ball will win. He's definitely my Player of the Season. But as you can see, David Okoro is on that list, despite having one of his lowest average ratings. I think it is his lowest average rating yet. He's finished 3rd. But he's still not on the favoured personnel at the club, which just seems ridiculous. And Samuel Orsini 2nd. He always finishes. Maybe that's exaggerating. I think he quite often finishes in the top 3, but he's never won it, I don't think. But he is an icon because he's always up there. He's got so many assists. He's been a great servant to the club, and maybe a bit of an unsung hero. Playing at left back, he's played out of position the whole time he has been here when he really is a right back, but he has done us proud, he really has. Marcus Higgins, the other player on the favoured personnel with me. There's my management statistics, 2.5 star, reputation, Continental B licence. I can't get a better licence because the club just are paying nothing. I wish I could buy my own coaching badge. Why do I have to rely on the club? Why can't I do it myself? I wish I could do that. Let's just look at the statistics actually for me. So I've played 424 games, 207 wins, 92 draws, 125 defeats, 48% goal win percentage. Decent goal difference, as you can see there. It's going well. Agu on the favoured personnel, still here. Scored 1 goal this year. Mark Ball already onto that list. Alec McCann. It's basically strikers. All the players that have won Player of the Season, been our top goal scorers. Morgan Fawkes, the legend from the first 2 seasons. Alec McCann, who's now at Ross County in their reserves. Maybe I should try to get him back. It would be nice to see Aquario on that list. And he's our all-time record appearance holder, and he's still not on that list, which seems a little bit frustrating. Signing of the season, Mark Ball. Young player of the season, Mark Ball. We'll look at goal of the season in a second, but let's look at the best 11 from this year. So Aquario in goal. No surprises at the back 5. No surprises at all in this team, really. Actually, Norman being in there is a little bit of a surprise. Didn't play particularly well. Perry Miles, poor season, 666. Doesn't bode well. But none of the midfielders excelled. Look at the average ratings from the midfielders. This year, we just couldn't really get them to perform in this system. Same with the centre-backs as well. We conceded a lot of goals. The full-backs were good because they got assists, but and the strikers, well, Mark Ball in particular, scored goals. If we look at the overall best 11, there's some weird additions here. I have no idea why Matty Ratty is on the bench. No disrespect, but his average rating is not good enough. I mean, he's a legend from season 1 and 2. Same with Morgan Fawkes. He's got back into the starting 11 for the best 11 because it had changed last year. I'm pretty sure he wasn't there. I understand why Paul McCann is there, but I'm a bit confused as to why Mark Hole is there with 26 goals in 88 games. That's all right, but Elliot Avison, I'd put him above him. I'd certainly put Agu up there. Where's Agu? He's just vanished. This just seems broken. I don't know why the best 11 is this. And by the way, some of these appearances are wrong. I've actually calculated them myself. I've gone through every single season. So I've looked, for example, at Okoro and just accumulated all of the appearances in all competitions. Not just... because this tally here just shows the league appearances. I don't know why that's a thing, really. I wish it would show everything there and tally it all up. It just shows league appearances. If you look here, for example, we made 42 appearances in the league plus 6 in the cup. So I've added them all up and I'll show you the spreadsheet in a second. Let's have a quick look at goal of the season then. I think I know which one it is. But at the end of today's video, I will be doing a goal of the season. You can vote via the link in the description below. But look at this for a goal. Gus Owusu, long range beauty. But we did see some good goals. Mark Ball scored a memorable volley. So yeah, take a look at the end of this video. All the goals I've stuck into the goal of the season award. And vote for your favourite. That's the season review. Match of the season, 2-1 win against Stevenage for some reason. Moment to forget, 4-1 defeat against Exeter. Expected defeat though, they won the league, didn't they? They did win the league, yeah. In fact, I didn't really show you a talk about goals wise. I mean, looking at the attack, we were okay, 55 goals. Defensively, not too bad actually, not too bad. Minus 15 goal difference. I think overall that was really quite impressive for our first season. Where are they now from the class of 2019-20 season? So this was our best 11. Okoro in there, of course. But we had Thomas Smith. Remember him? He retired. We had McEachran, who's still playing. He's playing for Wisbech. I'm pleased to see him playing. I did say I'd do a Revelations video where I looked back at all the players. But I'm doing this now anyway. Catley retired. Carl Collier. So he was one of the first players to really leave the club and go on to bigger and better things, because he moved to Carlisle, remember. But it didn't quite work out for him. Look, you can see he has played league football, even last season, 2024-25 season, for Carlisle. Went out on loan quite a few times. But this year he went out on loan to Southport. Okay, but he's 23 now and he needs to be playing in the first team. He's a player we could get back and probably would do a decent job for us in League 2. How many times did he play for us? He played 8 times in the first season and then 22 times before he left. way back when in the Southern Premier South. Memories, eh? Sean Walker still in there. Aseu, he's retired, couldn't find a club. Boy, decided not to lower himself. Same with Matty Rassi. A lot of our players just decide, I'm not going to lower myself to playing in a much lower league. Ben Mullen, the beard specialist. Tom Reaney, he retired as well. Albie Ring, forgot about him really, to be honest. Nathan Coles as well. They've all retired. We've still got Rob Halliday. We've still got to go. Falk, Sean Walker, of course. Squad Diamonds. Haven't shown this for a while, but this is the current hierarchy. Coro at the top with a senior and a Goo. Then we've got a lot of highly influential players. Mark Ball's in that influential player list at the moment, and then mixture of other players. Social groups, just 2 social groups at the moment. Shows that the team are together, I think. Try and remember to put a link to this player spreadsheet in the description below. I've put a few links there. But this particular sheet documents the history of Regen Rovers so far. All the various things here. Top goal scorer, most assists, best average rating, and then the Twitter Player of the Season award. We've had Morgan Fawkes, Agu, Okoro, Higgins, Alec McCann win it twice in a row. Elliot Avison. Who will win it this year? Mark Ball, I presume. But yeah, top goal scorers. Agu is still leading the way. 113 goals. He added 1 goal this year. Paul McCann's second. Will he reach 100? It's going to be a bit of a push because he's probably only going to play in the Hampshire Senior Cup moving forwards. But as that counts as a competitive goal, he could feasibly reach 100, I suppose. Alec McCann, depends if he can come back to the club or not, whether he'll be improving upon that 59. Then it's Fawkes, Elliot Avison, who had a poor season. Moved ahead of Sean Walker, though, with Mooney adding to his 31 in his first stint. But he's actually only 5 ahead of the legend that is David Okoro. And Mark Ball, with 1 season, has shot up to 9th with 26. Level with Mark Hole, who scored 26 in 2 seasons. And then we've got Godwin and Josh Mann. Those are all the players to have scored 20 goals for the club. I think Owusu's not far behind, so he might be able to get onto that list this time next season. Now, appearances. These are... There's some big names here, aren't there? Okoro, 342 appearances for the club. I think it's 10 seasons in when you can have a testimonial. So he's not far off that. And I've already played a little bit further ahead, and he has signed a 3-year contract. So in theory, he should be playing a testimonial at some point. And he is the biggest legend of the series. I've said it a lot, but he is, because he continues to be impressive for us in the first team. He's the player that has stepped up every season. Our strikers and midfielders have struggled to kind of step up a bit. Our defenders have done okay, like Matthew Avison's did okay in League 2. Higgins played a few games. Hancock's done very well. He's a very good right back, and he's up onto that list now. Assini is just brilliant. He just keeps doing it for us. But plenty of players, over 10 players have now made over 200 appearances for the club. Good old Ray Riggs on there as well. Our reputation has certainly improved from the start of the series. We're now a 1.5 star reputation team. Probably the lowest, definitely the lowest in League 2, and probably one of the lowest in the National League, to be honest. Let's look at the records then. So actually one of the standout things this season was the fact that Toby Brazil, we bought him for £7,750, a record fee. The fee received is still Perry Webb, 40 grand, moving to St Mirren. He's actually been on loan though at Regen Rovers, and I think his contract might be up. Meaning it is. Meaning we won't be able to get that sell-on thing that we had, 50% sell-on fee, unfortunately. Agu, most league goals by a play, 98. Maybe I'll get 2 at some point. You never know. He is kind of the Jack Young of the series, isn't he? He's more like the Jack Young of the series than Morgan Fawkes, in my opinion. That's for sure, because he's a good player. He scored plenty of goals for us. Jeremy Cook, best. Legend. I could have sworn I searched for him at the start of this season, and he wasn't on the game. I must have spelt his name wrong or something, because he's still here. He's still a coach. I thought he'd retired properly. He's come out of retirement. He's as you know, everyone that watches every episode will know, he is our coach driver. He's the club cook. He still works at the Chesil Rectory restaurant in Winchester. And not as many shifts now because he's busy with the club, but he is still a coach, and it's kind of tempting to give him a job, even if he is terrible and he's got low self-belief. Poor old Jeremy. We love you. We were 3rd at the start of this. This is a bit of a pointless record, I think. But we have broken our highest attendance record. It was against Bristol City in the FA Cup first round. We did lose, but 2,751 people turned up to that game. Our refurbished plumbing park, of course, which can hold more people these days. Highest gate receipts were smashed as well as a result. And the average attendance has gone up quite significantly since getting promoted to the Football League, but it's still going to be the lowest in League 2, that's for sure. Biggest win this season, 5-1 win in the Hampshire Senior Cup. Biggest defeat, only 4-1. I mean, we weren't completely outclassed this season, I don't think. Most matches won in a row. We managed to win 3 in a row, but I think without losing, most matches lost in a row, 3. Without winning, 6. It could have been a lot worse. It really could have been a lot worse this season. And I like this. I love the fact that every single season we've managed to get a striker to 20 goals or more. I think that's quite impressive. These are our facilities, by the way. I don't know if things have gone downhill. The pitch condition certainly has. It's in poor condition, but it is the end of the season. Poor training facilities, poor youth facilities, extensive youth recruitment still. I think that might have dropped down slightly, and fairly basic junior coaching. But the board just won't allow me to have anything. I keep asking. I've asked for a senior affiliate about 10 times and they keep failing to find someone. And we almost... Wait, when was it? At one point, did we have something that was going to be improved and then it was cancelled? I think it was training facilities or something. But yeah, I've asked a few times and there's just no money for it. Moving on to the youth teams then, the under-23s and under-18s. I didn't arrange the friendlies this year, and I still don't know why we're not playing in leagues, because we've been invited to the under-18s league a few seasons in a row, and for whatever reason we're not playing in them. We're just playing friendlies and the cup competitions, which is a little bit frustrating. But not so we didn't play as many games this year. I just got my assistant to take control. Most appearances was actually Kai Chapman, our 20-year-old advanced playmaker, 40 appearances for the under-23s. Goals-wise, Agu, 25 goals. He's still scoring goals at this level, that's for sure. And this chap, Cole Cooper-Bick, plenty of goals. I don't know. He's got another year on his contract. I can guarantee he's not going to be good enough for the first team, but he's doing quite well at this level. Assist-wise, Kai Chapman up there, Samson Agu and Rob Halliday. Average rating-wise, Agu, fabulous. But there's not much going on, and I just don't think there's anyone really with massive potential that will break into the first team, especially from the under-18s. And I've already said every player that has their contract expiring in June will be released, because we need to save as much money as possible, because the amount of money we're spending on young players is too much. We need a really tiny team, especially considering our youth facilities are terrible. We need to be compacting that team. So let's finish off by taking a look at what's been going on in England of late. So I've gone through to the 1st of June 2026. Man City, champions of England for the first time in a couple seasons. Harry Kane, top goal scorer for Spurs, still banging them in. 89 goals in 123 games for England. That is pretty insane, and it's quite incredible that he stayed with Spurs and he's continued to score. In fact, it's his best league season it's his best league season on this save. And he's 32 now, so that's quite incredible, really. There's a regen here, George Knight, who looks rather impressive. Hasn't been capped yet for England, but looks really good. Blackburn, Huddersfield and Sheffield United are relegated. Let's go down to the Championship then. Crystal Palace going up with Watford, Preston going up, Bristol Rovers, Ipswich Town and Sheffield Wednesday relegated. League 1, division above us, of course. Bristol City champions, Birmingham and QPR go up. So the teams we're going to be facing next season are Rochdale, Swindon Town, Barnet and Forest Green, who have a little bit of a rivalry with. They only won 3 games all season. Terrible season, 18 points. And our division, of course. So Cheltenham went up via the playoffs in the end with Charlton Crew and Exeter City. Stevenage and Ebbsfleet relegated, of course. But who we're going to be facing from the National League? It's going to be Southend United back in the Football League quite comfortably in the end, and Chesterfield as well, going up via the playoffs, with Worthing, Hartlepool, Gateshead and Maidenhead relegated. It's worth looking at these players, because if there's a particular player at a certain team that hasn't been promoted and wants to get out, then we need to try and get hold of them. National League North, we've seen Chorley and Kidderminster go up. And then the National League South, Winchester City failed to get promoted Dagenham and Redbridge champions. Farnborough went up. Winchester lost out in the playoffs. Our rivals, of course, City rivals. I wonder if there's any interesting players we can nick from them. Chelmsford City relegated. Bit of a shock that. We won't look at all the other divisions because we'll be here all day. Let's go to the FA Cup, which was won by Manchester United, beating Spurs in the final. League Cup, won by Leicester, beating Burnley. Charity Shield, Liverpool, Man City won against Liverpool. Football League Trophy, won by Crewe Alexandra. Of course, we compete in this competition now. Hopefully we'll have better luck next season. FA Trophy, won by Tranmere. Southern League Cup, a competition we used to take part in, of course. And the Hampshire Senior Cup. We've lost a second final. Remember, we lost against Winchester City back in 2022. We won it last year against Eastleigh, but this year Aldershot were just a bit too strong for us. Can't remember the last time I showed you the Champions League, but hopefully one day we'll be competing in this competition and competing with the likes of Atletico Madrid, who beat Man United in the final this season. Liverpool beat Arsenal last year. Europa League, Benfica beat Everton. We've had 2 English teams get to the final in the last couple of years but failed to win it. I'm not sure I've shown the World Cup. I can't remember if I have, but England actually won the 2022 Winter World Cup in Qatar, beating Argentina in the final. I feel like I may have shown that to you. This summer is the World Cup. It's going to be held in USA, Canada and Mexico, and these are the teams that have qualified for the World Cup. Of course, it's been expanded. There's 3 teams per group. And it's, look at this. Is that what it's going to, I thought there was still going to be 4 teams per group, but I might be wrong. So you only played 2 games in the group stage. And the European Championships, the last one was won by Holland. They beat Portugal in the final. Italy have also managed to win it in this save, in this parallel universe. So I think we'll end it there. Thank you for watching Season 8 of Regen Rovers. Yes, I know it wasn't the most exciting. We didn't play free-flowing, direct attacking football, which is what we've been used to. We've been spoiled in the last few years with all the goals we've scored. But hopefully next year will be an improvement. And even if our performances don't improve, maybe our results will improve and we'll be able to finish maybe mid-table or possibly even push for a playoff place. But perhaps I'm dreaming at this stage. It's still early days, really. We're only in League 2. There's still a long way to go. And I hope you continue to enjoy the series. It's up to me to make you enjoy it, really. I'm hoping that all the content I put out excites you. And I think I'm going to be releasing some more experiments over the coming weeks as well. Obviously, I've focused heavily on Regen Rovers with the odd experiment here and there. But I will be releasing a few more experiments. There possibly might be an emulating series for those of you that have been around the channel a long time. You might remember those series. I might do one of them sort of early summertime, but we'll see. We'll see what's around the corner. Until next time, enjoy FM19. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you very soon.